Audio is recording. Video is not recording. Video is recording now. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's TroyOboyo17. So today I kind of want to do something a little bit different, a little bit special. Maybe not special. I think I want to make this a new series. Where it's February. It's the second month of 2018, and so what I want to do is I read a crap load of comics. I read a ridiculous amount, like more than is probably healthy. So what I want to do is I want to look back on January and the things that I read and the things that I really enjoyed, and I want to talk about them with you guys. You can get maybe like sort of a review-ish, more of a discussion. It doesn't have to. There probably won't be a ton of spoilers. Just kind of me giving my thoughts. And then at the end, I think maybe we'll talk about like some news and some upcoming things that are coming out that I'm excited for and all that stuff. So yeah, so I have 6 books here with me today. Some with theme. Some of them came out this month. Some of them came out at the end of last month, and then some of them came out like 15 years ago. And let's just fucking get into it. So the first thing we have, this came out. I think it came out this month, last month, or maybe it came out December. I can't remember. I read it this month, so whatever. And that's Batman number 38 by Tom King. With the art by Travis Moore. This book's fucking sweet. This book is, if you're interested in Tom King's run of Batman and you're not sure where to start, and you just kind of want to get a feel for what's, just kind of what he writes like and what it's all like and stuff. This is perfect because it's a standalone issue. It's very, very long Halloweenish, I would say. It's got that kind of detective feel. It's got that kind of, not noir-ish, but it really delves into the detective aspect of Batman, which I really enjoy. That's my favorite part. I've been a big fan of Tom King as a Batman writer for a long, long time. Ever since Rebirth started, I've loved this run. And yeah, it hasn't been the best consistently, but it's been very good. It's had a little bit of ups and downs, but I've really enjoyed it still, no matter what, and this is no exception. This is really good. It's a story about this young boy, he's a fan of Bruce Wayne. He gets his parents killed, and Bruce Wayne talks to him and tries to figure out his parents' murder and stuff. And I don't want to get into spoilers and stuff and everything, but it's very good. It's very interesting. It delves into some philosophical parts of Batman that I don't think have been covered very often, which I think is super interesting. And it's very quiet. Tom King's Batman has always been, for the most part, very visual. Just Tom King in general. He's a very visual writer, which I love. That's my favorite kind of style. Like, I'm not a big fan of word bubbles everywhere. And so this is my bread and butter. I love this book. The art is really sweet in this. Travis Moore did a fantastic job. This isn't an issue for the book, just my printing. I had a misprint on mine, so I guess you could say like the colors and stuff were misaligned on a couple pages, probably like 50% of these pages, but it kind of looked cool sometimes, so I didn't really mind. But yeah, anyway, this book's super cool. Definitely recommend it if you can find it. You may not be able to and get online or whatever. It's super cool. I really dig it. The only problem I have with it is maybe the final twist. I didn't see it coming when I first read it, but looking back on it, it was obvious in the way that it shouldn't have been obvious. It felt a little forced. But that's not too big of a deal. It's still really interesting. And again, it makes some commentary on the character that I really enjoy. So yeah, I'm not going to do ratings for this because these are all 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, 8, whatever. Very good. That's my rating. Next, in the realm of Batman, this came out. Put that to the side. In the realm of Batman, this came out. I think this came out the most recent Wednesday. Detective Comics annual number 1. The Curse of Clayface. This is fucking so good. This is the coolest shit. It's a retelling of the Clayface origin story, which I'm not super familiar with the original Clayface origin. Um, I'm not a big origin guy. It's just not my thing. But this was done so well. The character of Basil's a spice. Um, the character of Basil Carlo is super interesting, and you really buy his, I guess you could call it, descent into madness, and you really buy everything around him. The first couple pages of young Basil talking to his dad is super cool. It's super interesting. His dad's a prop maker for movies, and his dad basically says people love watching monsters on TV and they love watching monsters in movies, but if you show them a real monster, they're gonna hate you for it. And I think that's super interesting, and I'm really digging. This book's fucking so good. The art's so good. The story's so good. Again, one small thing I have with it is there's a character who in here. She's a movie agent, and if you've read this, you'll know what I'm talking about. She says something that's total fucking bullshit. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. From a movie would not accept. Like, it's it's that kind of comic book, like, wishful thinking, not optimism, but that's not how the real world works. That's not how fucking show business works by any means. But anyway, fantastic art, fantastic job retelling the story. I haven't been reading detective lately, but because of this, I think I want to catch up. I dropped it after, I don't know, I dropped it during the Lady Shiva arc, I think, and then picked it back up again for the Tim Drake arc, and then dropped it again, and then now I think I want to pick it up again. Anyway, super good. Definitely recommend it. Again, it's an annual, so you can pick this up on its own if you want. Actually, I think all of these you can pick up by themselves without having any. This is a good beginner's video. Who fucking knows? Yeah. So definitely super great. I love it. Another fucking sweet thumbs up. Changing the rating for everything. Next, this also came out last week. Most actually didn't. No, not most of it. Anyway, this also came out this most recent week. This is The Silencer, with art by John Romita, John Romita Jr., and story by Dan Abnett. This is part of the DC's New Age of Heroes line, which they're really pushing really fucking hard. Like, every single book at the end has an excerpt. Every single mainline DC book has an excerpt from these New Age lines, which I actually kind of dig that. I think that's a really good way to get people into those stories and stuff. So this is The Silencer, and I was initially a little not so sure. I didn't pick up so this is the second one of these New Age of Heroes books. The first one was Damage. I didn't pick up Damage #1 because it looked like DC's version of the Hulk, and I don't really like the Hulk to begin with. Nothing against Hulk fans, he's just not for me. Just like how someone like the Punisher just isn't for me. It's just, there are characters I'm just not into. I don't hate them, they're just not my thing. So this is okay. All these New Age things, most of them at least, they're DC Marvel characters basically. Like, Damage is DC's the Hulk. Sideways is DC's Spider-Man. The Terrifics is DC's Mr. Fantastic. All that stuff, which I don't mind, because some of those characters at Marvel are being wasted. So if DC can write a good book about them, I don't mind it. It's just Spider-Man, mostly Spider-Man actually. But so I saw this and I was like, oh, it's DC's the Punisher, right? It's DC Lady Punisher. Not even a little bit. I mean, okay, look, there's an ER at the end of her name, and she uses guns, and she's cool. That's it. That's kind of her whole thing. That's kind of the only similarities. This is surprisingly good, and I'm gonna keep picking this up because I really dug this. So it's about, her name is, I don't think we know her real name, but she's going by the name of Honored Guest right now, which that's the most comic book name I've heard since the guy from Ready Player One. So she looks, we don't know much about her past, but it looks like she was some kind of assassin type thing. Um, and now she's retired. She wants to live a normal life with a son and her husband, who she loves. And the dynamic between the three of them is super cute. It's super well written. I'm really impressed by that. So good job for Dan Abnett on that. And you know, in all these fucking stories, her old life comes back to haunt her and stuff. And what's interesting is her old life comes back in the form of Talia al Ghul, which I really like that. I think that's super interesting because for the first time in like 5 years, Talia al Ghul is written to be nice. She's written to be a good person, because Talia al Ghul has been written like a fucking maniac for the past couple years. So yeah, it's interesting. So it's cool to see Talia be a nice person again, you know? The thing that really stands out to me is the character of Silencer, because the coolest thing about her is what she can do. I think she can, I don't know if you can tell here, she can silence things. She can make, if someone's about to scream, she can make them shut the fuck up and make no sound whatsoever. And I think that's so cool. And that's one of those powers that's it's so small, but it gives you such a big range of possibilities as a writer that I think is super interesting. And I would actually really like to write a story like this. Not that I'm going to, but I think that's super interesting. I think there's something really unique about that. It's almost like an anti-Black Canary. And I think the best superpowers are those small ones, those small things that they're used in the clever ways, like Spider-Man's powers. Dude fucking climbs on walls. That's kind of all he climbs on walls, and he is strong, and he has spider sense. That's literally all of his superpowers. But they use those so well, and it's really interesting, and I really like that. That's why I like Spider. It's part of why I like Spider-Man so much, and it's part of why I like Silencer so much. So yeah, I'm really interested to keep going with this line. Definitely recommend picking it up. One thing about it is this isn't a problem for me. John Romita Jr., I like his work. I don't mind it. I think it looks good. I liked him in Kick-Ass. I liked him in the stuff that he's done for All-Star Batman. I liked him in this. I think he's a good writer, or a good artist. I mean, his name is the top of the book. These are all artist-based books, which I think is interesting. I think he's a good artist. Some people don't. A lot of people really hate him. And if you don't like that, well, this is his book. This is his kind of big thing right now. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you might want to skip this one. I have heard that he's leaving around issue 5, I want to say. I can't remember. He is leaving in a couple of issues. So if the art is really your one thing keeping you away from this, maybe tough it out and wait till he leaves and then see how it goes. Yeah, so that's kind of all I have to say about Silencer. I really enjoyed this. This was kind of my surprise of the month. The thing that I did that stood out to me that I was not expecting to enjoy. Okay, and now here's the reverse of that. Things I knew I would enjoy, and I totally enjoyed. I just have the one issue here, but it's mainly for this whole arc as a whole, which kind of came out last month also. And that's the current arc of Nightwing. This is so fucking good. I fucking love this. Look at this. Firstly, look at this goddamn cover. Look at this. This is so fucking, this is so good. This is the best thing coming out of Rebirth besides everything else coming out of Rebirth. This is fucking fantastic. I'm gonna calm down. I'm a pretty big Nightwing fan. I'm a huge Nightwing fan, actually. I love me some Dick Grayson. And the previous run by Tim Seeley of Nightwing was really good. It started out super strong, and it kind of fizzled out halfway through. So I kind of fell out halfway through. I fell out around the Deathwing arc, I think. Not to say that it's bad. I still have the issues. I have that arc still like right there. I just haven't read it. But when I heard that Sam Humphries was taking over for like him and Seeley were switching Green Lanterns and Nightwing. I love Green Lanterns. Sam Humphries was fantastic on Green Lanterns. I love his run. issue 15 of Green Lanterns by Sam Humphries is one of my favorite comics of all time because of the things that it does with social anxiety and all that commentary and stuff. I love it. And so I was super excited for Sam Humphries to hop on Nightwing, and he fucking delivers. I love this. It's so good. It's not just this issue. This whole arc, obviously. I believe it started with 35, maybe 30. Yeah, 35, I believe. Yeah. It's so good. I adore it. I love the villain. The villain is basically David Tennant's character, the Purple Man from Kilgrave from Jessica Jones, except a little bit less overpowered, and in a Nightwing book. It's so good, and I love this specific issue flashes back a lot to Dick's time as Robin with Batman in one of those during one of their missions that also involved the Judge, one of these characters. It's super good, and to put into perspective, I don't know if you guys have been reading Tom King's Batman. Tom King's Batman made the reader care about Kite Man. This book makes us care about the son of some fucking shark. Some shark man. Not Killer Shark. I don't actually remember who he is, but Guppy in this is so fucking tragic. He's such a good fucking character. I love this goddamn... It's so good. I heard a rumor that Sam Humphries was leaving, and I hope to God that's not true, because he is fucking killing it. He is destroying this goddamn book, and I love it in a good way. He's destroying it in the way that... I love it. I bumped my mic. That's how much I like it. Okay. So definitely, I would recommend picking up this arc. The Untouchable. Yeah, The Untouchable. It starts with issue number 35. I'm 95% sure that's what it is. You don't need any previous Nightwing knowledge apart from the fact he's Nightwing and he lives in Bloodhaven. Definitely recommend it. I give that a sweet out of 10. Okay, now onto some older stuff. I read 2 trade paperbacks this month, and what should I start with? After I made that Arrow fanboy rewrites video, after I made that video, there was a rumor about them making a Birds of Prey movie, which, if that's true, I swear to God, I'm gonna love it. I'm a big Black Canary fan. I'm a big Green Arrow fan, and hearing that news made me full on kick into Green Arrow, Black Canary mode. And so the first thing I did that day when I heard that is I read Black Canary, Green Arrow, Black Canary, The Wedding Album by Judd Wittick, Cliff Chang, Amanda Connor. This is fucking awesome. This might be a bit of an overstatement, but I would say this is what Batman Hush did for Batman, except for Green Arrow and Black Canary. I love this. This was so cool. This was so good. It starts off with the wedding, obviously, but it goes so much further than that. It's really only the first issue is the wedding. This dives into I want to talk about this, but I can't because something happens at the end of the first issue that is the biggest fucking surprise of all time, and I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't read it. But basically, as a broad review, this book understands their relationship. It understands the two of them as characters. It gives them each enough time to shine. I think the second issue is mostly Dinah, and then the fourth issue is mostly, or maybe the final issue. One of the issues is mostly Oliver, and they're given enough time to shine. They dive into their histories. They dive into them as characters. It's so good. If you've never read a Black Canary book or a Green Arrow book or either of them together, this is the perfect place to start. This is the one thing that if someone was like, hey Troy, I want to read Green Arrow, I would slap their face with this and be like, read this shit, because this is so good. The art's the one problem with this, it's not the art. The art's fine. It's solid. It's pretty good. It's different each issue. I'm pretty sure. I think they get a different artist. Because this leads to the problem. Not a problem. It's just what the book is. This isn't really a self-contained story. This is more just selections of issues from what year was this? I want to say early 2000s Green Arrow run. And they're good issues. It's a good, and like the whole arc is in place, but the arc has kind of a cliffhanger thing that happens at the end that leads into future arcs, I'm pretty sure. So if you're looking for something complete, if you're looking for something like an All-Star Superman or like a Long Halloween Batman, something that's you read it and you're done, this probably isn't for you. But if you're looking for something like that, then read Green Arrow Year One. I'd recommend. Green Arrow Longbow Hunters, I've heard is great. I've never read it, but I've heard it's great. I'm waiting on it right now. But if you really want to get the two of them, this is fantastic. I really loved this. Like I'm normally a pretty quiet reader, believe it or not. But when I was reading this, I was like going like, oh fuck, oh shit, this is oh no fucking way, I love this. This is so good. This is really, really good. And then that brings me to the last book that I'll talk about today. And that's kind of in the same vein. Black Canary Zatana Bloodspell by Paul Dini with art by Joe Quinones. This is real good. This is really good. I really enjoy this. I'm not the big. I've always liked Zatana, but I've never really read anything with her. I've never really got into it apart from like Young Justice and stuff. This made me want to read Zatana, and it also made me want to read way more Black Canary. The two of them. I want this to be a series. I want the two of them to be constantly together. And also with Green Arrow in there too, because that'd be the perfect team. The two of them have such a good interaction, and you believe. The thing that bothers me a lot about movies and shows and comics that have characters crossing over is the reasoning for them to be together in the story is never really enough for me to get behind. But this makes 100% total sense. We start off with. It starts I think it's 14 years earlier, and it's a young Zatana meeting it's I think 13-year-old Zatana meeting 16-year-old Black Canary, something like that, and it's their first interaction, and it's cute and it's fun, and then we jump to 1 year ago, and then Black Canary is on a job, and it goes kind of sideways a little bit, and then we find out that everybody who is on that job they're committing suicide. And we find out it's because the leader of the job was diving into, they unintentionally made a Bloodspell pact with the leader of the job. And so when that leader dies, their ghost is possessing the people and having them kill themselves and stuff like that. And so Black Canary's like, fuck, I don't want to fucking die. I don't want that happening to me. I don't want anybody else being in this body. This is mine. So she goes to Zatana and she's like, help me out. And Z's like, hell yeah, girl, I'll help you out because I'm the fucking best and you're the fucking best and we're the fucking best together. It's great. Definitely recommend. If you want some more solid Black Canary stuff, Paul Dini's great. Paul Dini's a master. I love him. Dude fucking made Batman animated series and fucking all these great, fantastic things. So definitely recommend this. Jeez, I just flipped open to this page. Fucking Green Arrow has. Let me just show you. Green Arrow has boxer shorts that have bow and arrows on them. Anyway, definitely recommend this. The one thing that bothered me about this is the last issue is a little weak. Not weak, it's a little rushed. It's very, it builds up, and then it's like, all right, we're done. Kind of. It's resolved in one fight that doesn't really feel long. It doesn't really feel earned. Everything just kind of, there's no real weight to it, you know. But other than that, definitely recommend it. What's super cool is this hardback cover, this hard, trade or whatever that I have, it has the original script with some of the original sketches and pencils drawn in there, which I think is super cool. I really dig that. What else is there to say? That's kind of all I have to say about this. It's super good. Give it a best movie out of 10. So yeah, those are the 6 books that I have, that I had ready. There were other books that I really enjoyed, like Doomsday Clock and Metal and stuff like that. But those are like events, and those are big things that I don't really want to talk about those until they're done, until Metal's done, until Doomsday Clock is gonna be done in fucking 15 years when it's finally released. So those were the things that I think you could pick up and just read and really enjoy it. Another one that is like that too was the most recent Superman issue. I think it was 37 or something. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Not amazing, but pretty enjoyable. I really like those one-off issues and those stories that you can just pick up with no need to catch up and stuff. And so yeah, what else is okay? So now I guess we can talk about like things that are upcoming, things I'm excited for. DC just announced a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, or a little while ago, they were doing a new event after Metal called No Justice, which is gonna have. It looks like Brainiac's gonna come to Earth and tell the Justice League, hey, something's coming. You guys gotta make separate teams and fucking deal with that. And so they split up into all these different teams. There's Batman's team and there's Wonder Woman's team, Superman's team. I think it's Flash's team. It's super cool. It looks really interesting. I'm really excited to see the team dynamics. I'm really excited to see fucking Wonder Woman's team. Looks amazing. Wonder Woman's team looks like they could handle any fucking problem ever. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. It's Diana, it's Zatana, it's Dr. Fate, it's Etrigan the Demon, and it's Raven. I think that's it. I might be missing one. It's super good. It looks super cool. I'm super excited. It looks like it has Francis Manapul on art, which that's an automatic buy for me every fucking time. That man can do no wrong. I have never seen a piece of art by him that I did not immediately love and want to make my wallpaper. He's so fucking talented. I'm really excited for that event. I have a feeling that they're moving away from the Justice League being this tight core of 7 people, which I'm really looking forward to that, because I don't like that. That's not my favorite. Like, I'm working on just gonna announce it now. I'm working on a Fanboy rewrites for Justice League, and it's really hard because I don't like the Justice League small. I like Justice League Unlimited. I like Young Justice where it's fucking huge. I like 300 people on the Justice League, and then each story has, characters who cycle in and out. That's my favorite story, and it looks like that's kind of where they're going with this, and I'm really excited to see that, because I want to see a team with fucking Black Canary, Zatana, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and fucking Dick Grayson. Sorry, I don't know, just give me fucking all these characters, and just give me every single one of them on the league. That's what I want. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. What else is that's kind of the biggest news that came out this past month. For DC at least, apart from the fact that everything's getting delayed. So many things. Last week there were at least like 5-6 titles that got delayed. In addition to some news that I'm pretty upset about, Ben Percy is leaving Green Arrow. Ben Percy and Juan Ferreira they're both leaving Green Arrow after, I think, the next issue or the issue after. And I'm not heartbroken. I mean, because they had a fantastic run, and I would hate to see them fall out of it, and just push out poor quality and stuff. But the current team for Green Arrow Rebirth right now is fantastic, and it's the best Green Arrow stuff we've had in a long. I mean, say what you will about Jeff Lemire's stuff, he did a great job, but that wasn't very Green Arrow. This run is fantastic. I love that. Definitely recommend that if you're interested. So I am a little upset about hearing that news, but I have a feeling it's gonna. We don't know who's picking up after him. The filler writers got announced, but we don't know who's like picking up after him. And I'm hoping it's gonna be kind of like Tim Seeley with Nightwing. I'm hoping Tim Seeley did a good job, and then he left, and Sam Humphries came in, and he's doing fucking fantastic. Rewind like 20 minutes to see how I feel about that book. Maybe 15. I don't actually remember. So I'm hoping that the new team is going to be even better than the last. The only thing that would make me mad, okay, there are a lot of things, but there's one thing that would make me furious, and that's if they fucking break up Black Canary and Green Arrow. I didn't think that was even an option until someone brought that up. I don't want that. Nobody fucking wants that. We don't want Arrow again. Arrow, watch my fucking video about why Arrow is terrible and how to fix it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so there was a lot of news that was kind of a little disappointing about DC with all the delays and teams leaving, but I'm hoping with the delays and all that stuff, everything's going to end up better than it was. Oh, okay, this is something I've been wanting to fucking talk about since it came out. Okay, Doomsday Clock is set 1 year in the future of Rebirth. And in that story, we see Batman, he has his circle symbol. He has the class, it looks like Batman Incorporated. That is apparently the new Batman suit. That's going to be the new costume. According to Gary Frank said that, and I think Tom King said it as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I love the Rebirth costume. I think that is the perfect fucking suit for Batman. I think it's the perfect blend of classic with modern. Because for years, people have been fucking debating between the oval and the black bat. And we finally had the perfect balance with the yellow outline. And then it's only been here for what, year and a half? Barely long enough to really make an impact. And that's really disappointing to me. And in the same vein, not as big of a deal for me, but we also learned that in Action Comics 1000, which is coming out in a couple weeks, Superman is getting his red trunks back and he's keeping them. That's the definitive suit that's sticking. They're staying with that forever now, or maybe not forever, but from now on, for as long as which that's not as big of a deal to me as the Batman stuff because it's Superman. The trunks, they're iconic and stuff. But we barely had the Reborn costume. The Superman Reborn costume, not the Rebirth, Reborn, after that whole event, was fucking fantastic. That costume is the best modern costume we have ever had for Superman. They did it perfectly. That's the perfect Sans Trunks costume. And it's only been around for what, year? Maybe not very long. Not a ton of time. And it's so disappointing to hear because I really love that costume. And I think if the movies were to incorporate that costume, I would love it. Again, not too big of a deal because the trunks are iconic and they look good. It's just, I wish that the trunks had come back in Superman Reborn or something. Or maybe don't make the Reborn costume that good. Maybe make the Reborn costume just the Rebirth costume with the blue boots or red boots or something. I don't know. It's just disappointing that costume didn't last very long because it was so good. I'm more disappointed about the Batman stuff though because I love that costume. It's perfect. The symbol is fantastic. So I'm a little upset about that. We'll see how it goes. I'm also just not the biggest fan of the oval. I'm not the biggest fan of the Batman Incorporated costume. It looks like he's got a big giant cup on his dick, because I think he does. It's just weird for me. Either way, I don't really have a say in it. I'm a fucking child. Who cares? What else? I don't know. There's not really... I can't think of anything. Black Panther's getting really good reviews. I'm really excited for it. We'll see. I do have some kind of worries that it's going to be basic Marvel movie again. I'm worried that it's going to be the basic, the villain is the reverse, is just an evil version of the main character, which that kind of worries me. But we'll see. We'll just see. I'm really excited for what this movie's going to do. I'm super excited for what it's going to do. I should talk about Black Lightning. If you haven't seen Black Lightning, you should watch Black Lightning. Because that's fucking good. It's real fucking good. It's one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. It's hard to say right now because it's only been 3 episodes, but I would say it's the best CW show that's ever existed, which that's not really saying much. No, just kidding. It's the second best, because iZombie is fantastic. iZombie's better because we've had more seasons of it, and I've grown to fucking love it with all my heart. Anyway, Black Lightning, though. Best CW show on right now. I'm loving The Flash, but Black Lightning is, in terms of quality, is so much better. And the commentary and the social justice things, it's so good. I definitely recommend it. Okay, I think that kind of wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sitting through all this, hearing me talk about it. If you like this, I think I want to make this a monthly thing. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I've got other projects in the work. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. I'm working on making a Master Sword right now. So I'll have a video about that once that gets finished. I'm starting to work on the Justice League rewrite. I am in the concept phase of it where I'm thinking of what the fuck would make this good, because I'm kind of struggling with it. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Yeah. So thanks for watching. See you around.